Hey Youtubians, it's Tony here from We Try Anything, channel I try anything so you don't have to. As promised in a previous video, which I'll just link up here and in the description below, and what I wanted to talk to you about is, as we've had this for 12 months, as I've said in the previous video, and again, please have a look in the link below, and while you're at it, quickly subscribe to the channel as well, because there'll be plenty more videos coming soon about cars and stuff like that. What I thought I'd talk about is some of the things that have gone wrong with this Kia Rio, and that they have gone wrong. And there's been a few things, to say the least, but the thing is, it's still a great car and we still kept it. So I hope that's testament enough for you to consider maybe test driving one of these. First things first that's gone on the car is the clutch. The clutch, we didn't realise that the actual clutch had gone. It was when we took it to a Kia garage in Durham. They kind of do their diagnostics, and when you say that, like, there's some things going, which, believe it or not, this didn't work. That was the first thing to actually report to Kia that didn't work. I mean, the other one did work, but this one didn't work. And what I mean by that, these are folding wing mirrors, which you can activate by a switch on the inside of the car. And what happened was, this one, you can close them in, but this one wouldn't return back to its open state. You'd have to push it. Now, I know first world problems, but again, if it's a feature, then it should be a feature that works on the car. Now, again, they fixed it, no problem. We ended up with a new wing mirror, because unfortunately you can't. It was something to do with the actual kind of twisty part, or the internal mechanism of the motor that didn't, the teeth on one of the gears didn't work, or something like that. So while that was getting fixed, obviously they do their normal checks to see what else is going wrong, and they highlighted the clutch. Now, when we picked this up from what was a garage down in Harrogate, we did feel that the clutch was quite close to the floor, and compared to what was our Fiesta, which is what we swapped it for, again, review in the description below, it just felt quite low to the ground, and obviously it would move off as you suddenly pick your foot up. Now, we did report that to Kia at the time, and they said they looked at it, and obviously we drove off thinking that must be a feature of the car, and it wasn't. Unfortunately, the clutch had gone. And again, clutches are not covered in Kia's warranty, which we had a year and a bit left, which when we bought this car. Now, obviously we had to have a bit of a chat with the garage that we bought this from, because it was starting to go into lockdown, and well, we were just coming out of in between the first lockdown, as it were, and we hadn't drove this anywhere. It'd been driven for 3,000 miles, and I can't kind of say anything bad about the garage where we got it from, because while I do feel that this was rushed through its PPI, or its kind of checks before you take delivery of the vehicle, I did have to have a quick argument with the actual service manager, but he did honour a new clutch. Now, to get a clutch fitted on one of these, they were quoting us £300 just for them to have a look at the clutch to make sure it was the clutch. And luckily, as I said, it got fixed, and that was one thing to go on this. And again, we were covered by the warranty that was given to us, and it was, I will say, it was Stoneacre and Harrogate. And in fairness to them, while I do feel that they did rush through the PPI in December, which was a week or two before Christmas, their aftercare was really good. They did sort the car out, and the manager was very understanding, and he just said, yeah, get it sorted, job done. And we didn't have any problems with him since after that. The other thing that went on this car was the EGR valve on the motor. Now, obviously, I'm not going to kind of talk to you about what EGR valves do. They're to do with the recirculation of gases and stuff for the turbo and stuff like that. And for them to go, it does affect the performance. And what we noticed was there was a juddering when you were going down the road or accelerating, and the actual revolutions per minute, or the RPM, you'd see it on the rev gauge in there, it was kind of flapping like that. So that was a clear indication that the EGR was at fault. And plus, I did read the codes. Covered under the warranty, no fuss, fixed. What else went wrong on this? The other thing that went wrong on this car was the struts. Just to open the car, the struts, now these showed they had a crack in them just there, while this one here, and while again they say, well, it does open or anything like that, they did swap them out, which was great, really. I mean, it was another thing of I've got to say, Kia's 7-year warranty, it's unbeatable, really. There's none of this you had to pay any kind of excess or anything like that, which you would get on normal kind of warranties. And I've got to say, I mean, when I come to get a newer car, or we do eventually change this in about 3-4 years to come, I wouldn't hesitate in getting another Kia. But they did replace that, and obviously what was happening was the boot, when you'd open it, it would open there, or it would just open there. You ended up having to push it up, which was the struts were going. And as I said, while they said, well, it does open and it's fine, they did replace them because it was an issue. The other thing was the wipers. The wipers just didn't wipe. I took it down to Birmingham when we picked it up over Christmas, and it was just a nightmare. And as much, I mean, this one's changed since that. I've done it myself, because it was the wipers still weren't that good when I swapped them, and I know that they're brand new now. And again, they changed them, no problem, but you know, it was something else we had to complain about. On the inside, it came up with I'll just quickly get out it came up with a rotating tyres issue on the front, which they've resolved since that, which you have to rotate the wheels with the front and back just to keep an even wear. Trying to think what else. We complained about the banging in the back, which was the back seat. The actual where the issue was with the actual back seat, where it was kind of knocking against where you have the mechanism to lock the seat in place. It's still doing it now, but again, I'm told that Kia don't really do kind of cosmetics towards the actual end of the warranty. The other thing that went as well was the actual antenna at the top, and what that was affecting was, obviously I couldn't get all the stations that I needed. I could get barely Radio 1, which to me is an indication of the issues. You know, there's an issue there. And what we were told was there was actually a rust underneath where the antenna was, so they had to take all the headlining out, just around there where the antenna is at the back. They had to take all the headlining out and then replace the actual antenna and the actual bits and pieces there with stuff that hadn't rusted. So that does work now, which is great. The other thing that we had to have replaced under warranty, which Kia in Durham had spotted, was the radiator, as it was leaking. I don't know why, but they replaced it and it was no charge. The other thing, which is more recent, other than the EGR valve, the clutch, the back struts, the radio issue, the folding mirrors, that, I mean, it works perfectly now. The folding mirrors not opening, just wave there. The recent thing we've had, and that was literally the week or two before the warranty was up, was there was an oil light had come on. Now what had happened was this car wasn't starting properly during the winter. It seemed to happen after it had its service, and where we took it to was a recent Kia garage that's open in Sunderland called SG Pitch. And I've got to say, and you know, I won't kind of link to them or anything, because obviously if you're looking for a Kia, then you know, by all means, you know, you find the one closest to you. But they've been brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and because they're only down the road from us, it's been ideal. And what had happened was, it had its service and everything, not by Kia, it was done by an independent. And well, I don't know, it just didn't, I'm not saying it's the service that's caused the issue, but what had happened after that, it was fine. It was having difficulty starting. Now obviously, as you know, the diesel engine, I'll pop it back off and then back on. You see glow plugs quickly there, and what the glow plugs do, they warm the engine up a little just to allow the actual diesel engine to start. What had happened was we took it to SG Pitch in Sunderland, which is just open, a Kia garage opening, as it were, in Sunderland, just off Wessington Way, if anyone's interested. Not advertising them and not affiliated with them, but the service it's been exemplary, really. And what had happened was we took it there because we were saying it wasn't starting. This was still in the warranty. So they checked it over. They didn't charge us for the checking over. They didn't kind of say, oh, well, you know, it's going to cost you 80 quid if there's nothing wrong with it, and we've had to get one of our technicians to look at it. They just looked at it and they were brilliant. They were saying there's nothing wrong with the engine. We've done the diagnostics and stuff like that. We had it back. But what they did say is, what we've done is we've noticed that the oil wasn't topped up to where it should have been. Now again, on the service, I don't know if that was done on the service, it wasn't done properly, but again, you know, props to them, they put a bit more oil in. But what had happened was the oil light had come on just there, so the amber light had come on. I'd driven it a couple of miles, I took it straight back, and said that the oil lights come on. In fairness to them, they went and checked it again, and what had happened, they said, yeah, it's fine, it'll run out, it'll end after about 100 miles. So what I did, I took it for a 100-mile run, literally that night. I took it for 70 miles, and then within a day, we'd cover the 100 miles, the light hadn't gone off. So I'd run a little diagnostics thing with the diagnostic OBD2 sensor, which I'll link to in the bottom below. I've done a review on it and stuff like that. And it come up with 2 codes mentioning something about the oil sensor and stuff like that. So again, took it back to him. And because they're only down the road, not a problem. It was the 10 minutes down the road as opposed to Durham being about half an hour and what have you. And they again diagnosed it, checked it over, and especially me showing them the diagnostic codes or home diagnostic codes, and they said, yeah, problem with the oil sensor, we'll get a part, get it put in, job done. And that's it, really. Gotta say, the Kia warranty has just been unbelievable. It might be the garages we've been taking it to get it looked at, who are Kia dealers, which is Kia in Durham and Kia SG Petch, Stoneacre Kia in Durham, which have been great. Also SG Petch in Sunderland, again another Kia dealership. They've been phenomenal, and I've got to say, over another mark, if I was considering this over another mark, I would probably go more for this, just down to that warranty. Now unfortunately, with this being a 14 reg car, the warranties ran out a couple of weeks ago, but they still say that if there was an issue that we've reported previously, which was kind of starting issues I mentioned before, they will take a look at it, and you know, there's a good chance that we won't get charged for it. And if we can prove it was within the warranty period, which, because obviously we reported it, there's a good chance they'll have a look at it as well. So I can't fault the warranty or the warranty process that goes around this car. It is absolutely phenomenal. So I hope you like the actual video about what's gone wrong with the car. I mean, it's not a real positive thing to say about cars, but I hope the real positive you take out of this is that Kia have been absolutely phenomenal, and if they keep going the way they're going with the design of the Kia, with the way it drives and the way it looks, and obviously the aftercare that you do get with these cars, or what I have experienced with these cars, then to me they can only go from strength to strength. So if you like the video, then please give it a thumbs up. It always helps the channel, and also consider subscribing. There's going to be plenty more videos coming soon. There's going to be, I think, a Mini we're going to feature soon as well, which is a Mini Clubman 2009 I think we're going to look at, but there's also going to be other videos, watches, tech, you name it. We Try Anything does try anything, so that's the plan. So we hope you like the presentation or the video that we've just filmed here, and if you did, then as I say, give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing as well, always helps the channel, and thank you for watching this video, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.